Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 4. In the last episode, we built this sheep farm. I literally just forgot what it was. But yes, we built the sheep farm, and we have gotten a bunch of wool from it. Since then, if we go down into the storage system, as you can see, we have a whole bunch of shulker boxes of this wool here, although I haven't been AFKing over here that much because I have been more AFKing at the witch farm, because today we are going to be working on the transportation system that we're going to be using to get around the server for probably the rest of the season, unless 1.18 breaks it. I don't think it will, but you never know. And so, yeah. We'll need to get started with that, so we'll need to build this tunnel bore over here. So, yeah, let's get into that. The first tunnel for the piston bolt network, which is what this is, has been completed, and this is a tunnel that goes between my base and my industrial district. You see I have a whole bunch of shulker boxes of glowstone. Yeah, it is all just glowstone right here on the floor because I didn't want to carry it on. We got a nice 90-degree corner here where the Nether Portal station will be located, because this here is approximately where the Nether Portal is going to be. We are under an extreme hills biome right here, I believe. In fact, the beacon, there's a beacon like right behind the wall here. That will be removed in the future, but not right now, because we do have to do some work there. But if we continue down this insanely long tunnel, because it is insanely long, it took me like 2 hours, probably more, to do this entire section here. Finally reached the end here. We will reach the industrial district. There's a beacon there, which indicates that we're here, I guess. And if we go over through this tunnel that I dug out later, you can come around to see there's some stairs right up to the industrial district here that pop out right into the middle of the storage room, which was always the plan. So I think what I'm gonna need to do now is, first of all, I need to actually run the machine a little bit further forwards just to make sure I have enough tunnel ready in case I ever want to expand out that way from on the piston bolt, for like if that ends up being like where our 1.18 area is. I don't think it will be, or then maybe I will make a tunnel to the mesa biome, which is out that way, which could end up happening, although I don't know. Anyhow, now it's actually time that we start putting in the rails, I guess, between here and my base after I drive this thing forwards a bit. So yeah, whew, this is a long project. Tracks have been laid all the way to the industrial district, so that means it is now time to bust out the rail curving flying machines and ride them all the way down these tunnels, I guess. Although they obviously will probably stop a little ways before the corner here, and whatever. Yep, do it. So I have gone and decided to finish up the first section of the line here that stretches between my base and where my Nether Portal will be in the future. And as you can see, we're working, traveling at the blistering rate of 20 blocks per second. And we're here. Now, I haven't fully completed these stations. For instance, there's no way out of them, or into them, I guess, besides the rails. So that still has to be dealt with a bit. Anyhow, another thing you can see here, I have some complicated systems so you can send out an empty cart, get it broken if you roll the cart backwards. So if you accidentally roll the cart out backwards in the wrong direction, it'll just be looped around to the other side, and eventually there will be a button where you can request your cart. Also, if you saw how fast that was fast. Alright, everybody, I have put in my brand new Nether Portal. This is officially now the Nether Portal that you use to get to my base, and yeah, I just dug an area out here. It's not finished. I will eventually actually make this fit in with the theme of the station and all that stuff. There will be like a ticketing system here. You put your diamond, your ticket, your season pass in here. Got an exit over here. And then if you didn't want to do that, I'll just make a 2x2 tunnel that goes all the way down to the base over that way, I guess, maybe. But besides that, if you've used your ticket or paid or whatever, you come through this tunnel here. You come down the stairs here into the station. Get in the minecart, or press a button to get the minecart, get in the minecart, come over here. I know I have a whole bunch of shulker boxes just sitting around. I should probably pick them up. There's probably some useful materials in them now that I think about it. Anyhow, you then ride on the piston bolt into the base. Everything has been spawn-proofed. You get into the station here, which will eventually be a much bigger building. You could go further down to spawn, or you could get out here, walk down the stairs, exit the building through whatever thing I have, go onto the streets, because these here are, by the way, supposed to be the streets. I just haven't really built the streets yet. And then you can come into my storage system, I guess. But yeah, that's leg 1 of the journey. The next section of the piston bolt has been completely constructed, as you can see here. This goes between the Nether Portal station back there and the industrial district, which will eventually be coming up here. It took a little while, but ultimately wasn't that bad to build this section. I did take a lot of pistons, repeaters, and all. That was close to screwing things up. I really gotta find the slime chunks and spawn-proof them in here, but as you can see, we are fast approaching the industrial district here, and this station is a little bit different, because this is, for now at least, the end of the line, and so there is a activator rail there that immediately ejects us, and as you can see, we have stairs here, we can go out. There's a light here that tells us that there is in fact minecarts in this dispenser. The button there will summon some, but for now we can show you the exit. So we have this bit of a tunnel here. This here is where the little exit thing and then the ticketing system is going to be. Then we continue through this tunnel here, and we simply walk up these stairs here to the storage room for the industrial district. I also just want to give you right now a quick update on the wool situation from last episode. It's been a few days of pretty much straight AFKing since the last clip or so, so as you can see, there's now a ton of wool. They're pretty much all similar, so I'm not going to show you anymore. Anyhow, let's get on to the next section. Or I guess maybe spawn-proofing the slime chunks? I don't know, we'll see. Okay, spawn-proofing of these tunnels from slimes has been done. As you can see, there are areas like that, and that, and that contain the entire chunk covered in carpet where necessary to prevent moss spawning. Also, in the gaps in between pistons, there is a bottom slab underneath the block where the pistons are to prevent small slimes from spawning, which are specifically the ones that we're actually worried about in this situation, as they are the ones who could get on the track and cause big issues. Now, with that, that essentially means that the section of the line between my base and the industrial district has actually been fully, functionally, at least for the most part, completed. There's like the minecart dispensing stuff I need to do in the stations, but that's pretty simple by comparison. But now, what I will be doing is I will actually be putting in the ticketing systems, I guess is what you would call it, that this system is going to use. So yeah, I guess I'll also put in the minecart system at the same time. Oh, that's not the stop. I just tried to press the button to stop recording. Alright, progress has been made here, starting with the, I guess I called it minecart system in the last clip. Don't actually know why I called it that, but pretty much what it is we'll have you store minecarts in this chest hopper dispenser here, and if we go inside here, when there are minecarts available, this light here will be on. In fact, I can show you this in action if we just take this minecart and send it off here without anyone inside. Now go around and get in there. And then simply this button activates the dispenser, and retrieves the minecart for your use and operation. Now, the other thing that I said I did, which was the much bigger thing that took a lot longer, was put in the ticketing system. So I have done that at all 3 stations that exist so far. So there's an entrance and an exit module here. Now, pretty simple for the entrance. You go in here, it says insert diamond or pass, because we will accept diamonds, season passes, and then there's another type of pass which is going to be limited use. There are going to be 4 tiers, so 4, 3, 2, and 1 use can just get swapped out with the next version down. I'll show you all that circuitry momentarily, but you put that in here, this thing opens, you step in there. If you need to collect another pass will eventually pop up there. You collect that, and then you go out the other side. And because it's only configured for diamonds right now, and I don't want to keep throwing diamonds into my own system, I just have this little bypass thing here, and each station actually has its own bypass, little bypass thing for now until I get other things sorted, because this will be a paid system, but for now it's free to use because I'm not providing minecarts or anything like that, just I guess the infrastructure itself. I am rambling way too much here. So yeah, anyhow, this is the other side of the system. As you can see, you can't go through this way. I know that's not very impressive, but I have done engineering work with these systems here to make sure that you can only go through them in one direction, and it's really hard to go back through the other direction without 2 people in an Ender Pearl. So, the exit here works the other way. It's just you walk through here, this door opens, it will close once you're off the pressure plate, but the minute you step on this pressure plate, the bottom block will close, and this will not reopen while you're standing on this pressure plate or this pressure plate here. This one also does the same for this way, and it prevents you from moving backwards like so. And of course, here is the redstone for everything. This is the redstone here for the exit circuit. It's actually very, very simple because I guess it's a very simple concept. Here's the redstone for the entrance, and as you can see, it's much more complicated and takes up a lot of space out here, mainly because of the item sorters for the pass. So as you can see here, I've actually labeled all the hoppers for what they're going to use. We have the 1 through 4 use passes, season passes, and then of course diamonds, which will get outputted to that chest, and then we have random other junk that people might accidentally throw in. Anyhow, when any of these item sorters here gets activated, it will activate this redstone line here, which simply, if we follow it, goes up here, activates this, which will open the first door. You go through that, it'll close the first door and open the second door. That's the basic functionality. However, if you use a 2-use pass through a season pass here, it will activate these redstone line here, which go over to specific droppers over here to spit out the next level pass or your season pass again. So obviously it'll spit out 1 pass level down if you're using a limited use pass, as I guess I'll call them, or I guess your season pass otherwise. And of course, when you input those specific passes to the system, unless it's a 4-use pass, it will be filtered around into the correct storage over this way as well. There is a little tune that is played when you do open, when it does open, which is, you know, just kind of a little bit of fun. And of course, we'll take a quick look at the other stations here. So this is the Nether Portal station. The redstone out the back here is a slight bit different, as the spacing for these systems was a little bit different each time. So yeah, it always does pose a little bit of a challenge. Anyhow, we go up here, we can get into the ticketing hall here. We have a bit of a space out here. We have the entrance here, which is do not enter. We obviously have the exit here. I also do have ender chests everywhere, just because, well, you're probably going to store your passes in your ender chest, or I guess your diamonds. So we obviously got the entrance here, exact same circuit. Although apparently I put that sign in that way. That's weird. Anyhow, and of course there's the temporary bypass tunnel off to the side here that just goes around those things. And then we have the industrial district station, which is so far unique as it's an end of the line station. So the minecarts will always just eject you at this activator rail and then just go into the storage back here. We have this button. Although curiously, this one doesn't push the minecart far enough forwards. All the other ones do, which is weird. Anyhow, we come up here, standard system. We get the entrance over here, exit over here. Normal, as you can see, entrance with the signs stacked how they're supposed to be stacked. Obviously the tunnel that then just goes out to the storage system for the industrial district right up there. And of course, temporary exit tunnel that will be blocked up in the future. So now I wanted to do a little bit of talking about what the rest of this system is going to look like, because obviously we've completed from the base here to the industrial district over that way so far. This has taken a couple days, and we have a lot more system to cover. So right now I'm going to show on screen a map of what I'm hoping at least to put the actual train lines or bolt line, whatever, put the system through. So first of all, I got this map through a program called Unmined that I found on the internet somewhere. Hate it when YouTubers just show program views of Minecraft and then don't mention where they got those specific, or what program they use for that. So that's what program they use to create this. Besides that, you can see that we, up in the top north left, top left even, north left? Wow, that sounds weird. But in the top left corner of the map where we currently are, we have the line that goes between my industrial district to the Nether Portal down to my base. Now, from my base, this goes down south to spawn, where there's a slight diagonal right there before spawn. And then from there it continues down to Jarity Cool's base, goes down to a station for Super Title Man's future theme park, where it then has a branch line that goes off to the end portal. That's going to be fairly short and just for the end portal. But it then continues over to Super Tyler Man's base. From there, it continues down to someone else's base who played at the beginning of the season. I don't know if he's ever going to join again. He might. We will see. And from there, it goes off to Loving Alaska's base, which is pretty far away and might not build that little extension of the line for a month. I'm just going to say a month because I don't know if ever I will actually build that, but that is currently in the plans for this system. So anyhow, let's get started on building the lake from my base to spawn. The tunnel to spawn has been constructed, as you just saw, and this block right here is actually 0, where we're going to build the station around, and I actually haven't built anything to the surface here yet, so currently the only exit to this tunnel is going all the way back to my base, which is over 1,000 blocks away. But if we just go into spectator mode here, you can see that we are in fact next to spawn whenever the chunks decide to load. There we go. There's the farm, and there's the shulker farm, and here's spawn, as you can see. And we are right here. Now, obviously, there's this really large diagonal here, which, as you can see, is actually about 100 blocks, I want to say. But it's long and it's a diagonal, which was the hard part. It's also generally wider than this section of the tunnel here, because the actual diagonal piston bolt section requires a bit more space to itself than the horizontal one. So yeah. Anyhow, I've also placed down all the rails, so now it's time to get curving, and that's going to be tricky with the diagonals here. This line between my base and spawn has been completed here, as you can see, with this great diagonal here. Now, I've also built the station itself here. I haven't gone any further, obviously, because there's a lot I still need to do for this section of the line here. But yeah, there's the only place in the system where we're going to have a diagonal here, and this was a little bit of a challenge. So first of all, I had to manually dig out this diagonal, as obviously there's no diagonal tunnel bore. It's roughly 100 blocks long. It's under that, but you know, I'm going to say roughly 100 blocks long. Another thing is, after I actually built up all the pistons and stuff, I was having some issues with this line here in particular, and I was troubleshooting stuff. And I was thinking there may have been some issue with the diagonal section here, the way it's merged back onto the straight section here, but it turned out that just down there were some fences from mineshaft that I just placed stuff over, and the minecart didn't like that. Whether or not they were in these blocks or under the pistons, the minecart just didn't like that. Additionally, over here I had to do a little bit of engineering before I built this thing up here. Because as you can see, we have two rails here that are curved in the exact same direction. I don't know if this will be easy to see on my video's compression for the terrible bitrate that I have, and then on YouTube's compression, because that's also a thing. But yeah, there are two rails right here that are curved in the same direction. So I had to do a bit of redstone to deal with that, because usually, ideally, this rail would have to be in the opposite direction to that rail, but that wasn't the case. So I had to engineer this piston that pops up and pushes out. So you do pause for a second, like right here. But then it is, besides that, normal. Anyway, besides that, I have put in the tunnel here that goes from the station to the surface. Now, it does actually bring me all the way up to y=40 because I did not want to have to deal with any slime chunks in this tunnel. And so because of that, it goes off pretty far this way. We then have this diagonal tunnel that goes right back to, in this case, z=0. On this thing. Then we go into a room here where the ticket booth will be. It's also actually a bit higher and such because I might have another line or two come through here in the far future. So, you know, future proofing. But anyhow, here's where the ticketing crap will be, and then obviously we have the stairs, and of course, oh, it's becoming daytime, so that's gonna be good. We come right up to spawn here. Just gonna go right back down. Yeah, I will eventually make proper path and all that stuff to here, but yeah. Anyhow, now I gotta spawn proof the slime chunks in the tunnel. So yeah, gotta go do it. Okay, it's been a bit of a while and I made some progress. First of all, spawn proofing has been done. It wasn't actually that bad. I got really lucky down this tunnel here that the central chunk that this thing is centered on did not actually end up having that many slime chunks down it, which was really nice. Although, I did get a little unlucky that this diagonal here had one slime chunk in it, which was a little bit annoying, especially considering I did this inside of here. Ugh. Anyhow, that is not all I've done in between the last clip and this clip. I've also done a whole bunch of work on this station. Also, there is a slime chunk in this one corner of the station here, so I did have to, yeah, spawn proof. Yeah, spawn proof that. That was annoying. So yeah, half that station has slabs. But yes, anyhow, up here I have completed the hallway and ticketing systems here, although it was kind of late at night when I was doing it, and I didn't want to spend forever doing it, so not only did I screw up by initially putting the schematics too close to each other, so this is off here. Oh yeah, I gotta fill in that there. But yeah, I also didn't actually use, ooh, I was correct, any wool here. I just used stone for all the redstone blocks, so that's great. I also didn't put in any labeling signs, but I'm pretty sure that by the point I get to the station, I know what goes where. But I also put that sign in the wrong location. But yeah, I built up all of this stuff. All of this is in here, and now we can also just quickly go up to the surface here and see. I think in the last clip I actually showed where this is in the surface, but yeah, it's actually daytime now, and right here, I will eventually create a road. In fact, I might do that in a little while. You can see that beacon there that I've been using to mine stuff. But I have decided that in order to release this episode on time, I cannot actually expand the system any further. So instead, I will be doing some other necessary things to get the system open. First of all, is some system instructions that you read when you first enter the system here. And with that, I have made this book here, which will be on a lectern at all stations. So you'll see this when you come in. I'm just gonna quickly scroll through this so you can read this if you want. I'm not gonna read this out loud because it is a big wall of text. I probably misspelled stuff, but I don't care. But yeah, anyhow, that is this book. We are going to sign this. Oh yeah, and I haven't mentioned the name of this system is going to be The Bolt. Yeah, pretty nice. But anyhow, I'm going to sign this as the bolts. Alright, I made the copies of the books, put the lectern here in on this station, and now I gotta go put these in all the other stations. So yeah, that'll take a moment. The next thing I need to do is make the system usable by me for free, while everyone else has to pay, for now at least. So I've created the season passes that will be used in the future, and pretty simply, it's pretty much says, oh yeah, you can use this forever, blah blah blah. Throw it in the thing, contact me if you lose it or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, I made a whole bunch of copies, and now I need to go install this in the system. Everywhere. Alright, so all the stations are now ready for use. So as you can see, there's the lectern here that has all the pages of the book that you probably already read. The bypass entrance, which is right here, has now been covered up on all the stations, and most importantly, season passes that I am the only current holder of have been placed at the entrance or have been put in the entrance modules for everything. They all work now. So you simply just toss your pass there. And now the system is slow, so you do have to wait a little while for the thing to read there. And apparently one of my I got a filter item. That's not good. No worries there. That was just a simple error that an extra filter item must have landed in the dropper. But yeah. So that has been replicated at all stations that currently exist along the line. Now the only thing else I have to do to make this fully operational to the level of service that I am providing is put in a whole bunch of extra minecarts into these systems here so that people can generally use them. So yeah, that's going to require a fair bit of inventory space. Minecart dispensers have been filled. As you can see, they're, for the most part, the chest is halfway filled, although there are maybe a couple extra minecarts from from me moving around a little bit, as you can see. But additionally to that, I have put signs in that tell you where this is going. So this is for here. This track is going to spawn, is going to my Nether Portal here, and also signs that tell you where you are on the platforms. So my base, for instance. I've replicated this across all the stations that exist so far. And yeah, that is, that's where I'm gonna have to leave it. So yeah, in the next episode we will be finishing up this system, extending it to the island that Jared E. Cool lives on, and building out there, moving my entire episode plan back an episode. But anyhow, besides that, I'm gonna say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Discord link in the description, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 4. Bye.